Oh, 30 people have already tuned in to watch your interview. Okay. We are live, Elria.
All right.
Okay, so before so today we are going to talk about the Sara's movie and also, also share your reflections on how the beauty of pregnancy, the fact that you come from a big family, and also about motherhood. But before we discuss all that, I would just like you to tell, the first time, when did we meet, Elria? Do you remember?
I actually think it is at my place, right?
Yeah, for the
I'm not
recording.
sure. For the recording, yes.
That was the first time,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, that was the first time we met.
But did you know about the channel before that?
Yeah, I had seen many interviews and songs that is
Yeah.
being played around. Yeah, I'm familiar with this song of I Shall.
Yeah.
Yes.
And did you watch your parents' interview, which we did recently?
Yes, yes. Yes, I did.
So many people are watching that interview, and it's really, going in the algorithm. A lot of people are watching that interview. And so,
Yeah.
how? I mean, you are part of your band with your siblings. So, what is it called? And tell a little bit about
Yeah.
that, and also about the song that you guys recently released.
Okay, so we have a band named Blessed Seven.
Yeah.
We are actually seven. We are seven siblings.
Mm.
Actually 14, as you see, as if you have heard about the my parents' interview.
Yes.
They have we are 14 actually, seven on earth and seven on
In
heaven.
heaven.
So that's why we have named this band as Blessed Seven. And we have recently come up with a new song named Alone
It's your own composition.
2 3 days back. No, it is not a known composition. It is
Uh,
actually a cover of another song
yeah.
by Holeen.
Uh,
But yeah, we came up with the different styles and genres in this. We brought up a little bit of
yeah. I was so
our own
excited.
things.
Yeah, I was so excited seeing that video because it's more of a pentatonic style, right? You guys tried.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, and that was amazing. And did you watch Sarah's movie, Elria?
Yes, I did watch.
What was your first impression about the movie?
My God. Yeah, it is a bit controversial movie,
Mm,
especially when we think from a Catholic point of view or from Christian point of view. It is a controversial, but yeah, many concerns are being raised dealing with this topic.
uh,
Yeah, and very sensitive also.
and
And
mm, did your friends, I
yeah.
mean, among your friends group, like non-Catholic or non-Christian friends group, what was the first feedback or the impression that they gave you about the movie? Did they all say, "Oh, yeah, women should have a right to choose," or what did they all say?
Yes, many women, even many of my friends who are not Catholic, yes, some of them are really into, it is not good to do something like this
Uh,
or for one's own career or dream.
uh,
After all, it's a life. And so many questions were being raised.
uh,
We also had many conversations regarding that and all.
uh,
But I hope, I think it is the whole society is now being very much moving along with this trend of focusing on the women
women's
empowerment
yeah,
more, yeah,
yes, yes,
yeah,
yeah,
and forgetting about the other side of the
yes,
or whatever negative thing that is being
yeah.
adding on to it.
And they say, right, the most important question that we have to ask in terms of abortion and women's right is the child in the womb, is it life or not? If it is not life,
Yes,
you can do anything with it. But if it is
yeah,
life, then you can't kill it. So
yeah,
that is the main
yes,
argument. Unless we answer that, then all other questions are irrelevant. Without that foundation, we
yes,
cannot have a pro-life discussion. So,
yes,
just to,
absolutely.
dwell into your personal experience, Elria. So, you come from a big family. So, you are the
Yes,
eldest, isn't it?
yes, I'm the eldest.
So, every time your mother became pregnant and there was a new child in your family, it also meant that more responsibility for you, that you had to share more, you had to love more, there is more noise in the house. Did you ever feel as you were growing up, I don't want to put up with all this. When I get married, I'm not going to have so many children. Did you ever feel like that?
Not really, actually, not at all, because I have seen the beauty of having so many children in a family.
Yeah.
And also, it was very exciting for us. Each time when my mother says that she's pregnant, all of us get, instantly happy. We're getting one more person, we have one more person adding on to our family, and we are very much excited about it. And also, yeah, being the eldest, there is a lot of responsibility that we have to
Yes.
take up, because we have to set up an example for our younger ones, and also it is we who mainly do all these things.
Yeah.
We take up the role of a mother,
Yes,
actually,
exactly. You're like a
especially when
second
it's a
mother to
girl.
your siblings.
Yeah, we are a second. Yeah,
Uh,
actually, we are a second mother. So,
uh,
initially, I didn't have any sort of thing. I also badly wanted to have a, huge family, a large family, so with so many children.
uh,
So, in my initial days, I started praying over to
uh,
God
uh,
about the partner, that
uh,
when I choose a partner or when I get a partner, please, Lord, bless me with the same mentality.
uh,
He also should have the, openness to life and all
mm,
those things.
mm,
And I would say I'm blessed with a partner
mm,
like that.
mm,
God has heard my prayer. He's also from a big family.
mm,
He is the oldest.
mm.
And yeah, he also have that openness to life, and he also have experienced the
Joy of
beauty
a
of having
yes.
so many children, joy of having so many. So we both are very much into
Uh,
having a lot of children.
but you would also say that there are difficulties which come along with that, right? Especially as a child when you're growing up, it also meant that you
Yes.
had to come out of yourself, share all the things that you have, take care of your younger siblings. So there is more
Yes.
responsibility. So you cannot be
Yes.
yourself in a house where there are so many children. So that did not, kind of demotivate you from having.
No, but actually, when I think of it more,
Uh,
even though when we go to schools and all, so
uh,
each time it was embarrassing for me to say that I
exact.
am,
Yeah.
we have this many children in my family. So they will be all being, what, really? This many children? So even the teachers respond the same way.
Uh,
So it was a surprise to many in initial day, but
uh,
I thought that was like, okay, it's a unique thing, and
uh,
I found that as, okay, wow, that is something cool that nobody else. I like to, it's something very unusual from the society that we see.
uh,
And also, apart from all these things, I personally believe that there is something beauty in that big family. Apart from taking up all these responsibilities right away,
mm,
there is so many things that we learn
mm,
right from the childhood.
mm,
Taking up so many other responsibilities, and uh, one's character is being developed.
yes, exactly.
So
That's a.
many skills have been,
Uh,
improved a lot.
mm,
So the first, me, my sister, my brother, all three of us take care of our siblings. So initially, we are having, right from our childhood, we are having that, potential. It improves our potential, our character, our capacity, and everything. Everything, it just improves.
and you
So,
also learn to give, right, Elria, from the time that you were
of
a child.
course,
You all, and Pope John Paul II says we increase in the measure that we give it away. So you spoke about
yes,
being our character, our maturity, our potential, our skill.
yes,
Everything improves because
yeah.
you're constantly put in a situation to give, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, obviously. Yeah, we are in an environment where we have to always give, and
Mm.
that's how we see joy in giving,
Yeah.
giving things. And there is sometimes there are, apart from I mean, I've heard a lot of criticism from the society,
Uh,
from other family members and all. We have heard it,
uh,
but I think that and all that depends on each person, how one
mm,
takes,
mm,
how each person takes. And when we believe that we have seen the blessing,
mm,
how much God has
mm,
blessed us in this
mm,
family.
mm.
So seeing all these blessings, I think all those things that is being hearing around within the society is just bits of things that doesn't
Yeah.
bother at all.
So how would you
Yeah.
respond when a friend of yours, like a non-Christian, or it is not very, it would not be surprising even if a Catholic friend comes and tells you, why you guys, having so many children
Different.
and stuff like that. How would you respond to such a friend who says that, Elria, or how have you responded in the past?
Well, I have taken it in a very good way,
Mm.
which surprises them a lot, because especially when we enter into teenage age,
Age.
yeah, more of these kind of questions comes up, and our friends ask more questions
Uh,
when we enter. So it is that point of age where we discuss all these things
mm,
and everything.
uh,
But I have always seen or I have always shared about the good things of it. And it's very challenging also. Being the eldest, it's
yeah,
very challenging
exactly.
yeah, to set up a, they look on to us.
Yeah.
We have to be a good
Always
child in
on
front
it.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
always an eye.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is a bit challenging, but more of that, I personally believe that it develops you as a person.
Yes, definitely.
At this at very young age, you're becoming very mature. You're becoming your character is being, defined and all those
Yes.
things. So that is more important for me. So I wanted my children also to live in such an environment. So that's why I told I also wanted a huge family like this, where not only I've seen the blessings, apart from all the blessings, I have experienced myself and my siblings. Character and all those things we have experienced ourselves. So it is essential for us. Where I've seen, my friends, where families were having 2 or 3 children, have faced a lot of, they maybe we attain something more even quicker than
Yes.
they attain.
Yes,
So
definitely.
we thought, yeah, that was something very beautiful that we have.
Yes, and
We were
also,
proud of it. Yeah.
yes, and Eldria, so you are involved in a lot of ministry work. You're part of a band, and you do a lot of
Yes.
things in the area of gospel music. So,
Yeah.
did you ever think after marriage that if I get pregnant, I will not be able to do all these things? Because of course, after the 5th or the 6th month, you cannot do be a normal person because you have to take care of the child too. But I'm sure
Yeah.
you would have done even in your 7th, 8th month.
Yeah.
But then, did it ever disturb you that way? Did you ever think, oh, if I have a child, I cannot do all these things? Because for you, music is a passion, right? You
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
are passionate about music. So, I mean, did you
Yes.
ever feel that way? Go a
Well,
little back,
actually,
Elria. Go a little back.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, actually, in my case, even though I said, I wanted more children, I want more child, I want more children.
Yeah.
Both of us were okay. My first pregnancy was, the moment I knew that I was pregnant with my first child, it
Uh,
scared me
uh,
because I'm going to be a mother. All of a sudden, that thing comes into my mind where every woman has it. I think
yes.
that thing comes into my mind where all of a sudden I'm taking up so much of responsibility. I'm going to take care of a child of
Yeah.
our own,
Yeah.
and so many things comes up.
Uh,
So that did scare me, of course,
uh,
when we think about when all the things that we hear did come up. But it's ultimately when I see after the pregnancy journey, my first pregnancy journey was very beautiful. Even I had a lot of thoughts like I got pregnant at the age of 23, a very young age. So I was, everybody. I was worried about what others, my friends and other people, my peer,
uh,
everyone will be talking about me. All these things did matter, did concerns me.
uh,
But ultimately, when I face it on, when I just, just shut my ears to all those
yes.
earrings.
Uh,
Ultimately, I, surrender everything. I personally believe that God has taken my pregnancy into another level, into another. It is ultimate, that relationship with God that helped me, that grace that had helped me to take pregnancy very, not like a burden. I managed things along with my pregnancy, even when especially my second pregnancy. My second pregnancy was even more it was even more tougher for me to take than my
why?
first one. But I was because it was too sudden,
Uh,
not too sudden, I would say. When my first child was 10 months,
uh,
I became pregnant.
uh,
So in the worldly concept, it's too soon.
yeah.
But I was open to so, but I was like, oh my God. The first thought had initially came up in my mind. Oh my God, really, I'm again into this. At that point, I would say my husband had really helped me a lot to get back into that relationship with God. He told me that how happy and proud your heavenly Father will be if you say yes to this call. He is giving you a gift, and he expects that happiness in receiving that gift. So he reminds me of that.
A child is a gift.
Sometimes some people, yeah, sometimes people help us to get reunited, get reconnected with God again.
Yeah.
So it helped me a lot. And from that moment onwards, I just started to take it as my, it is not pregnancy is not something, a sickness or something that we feel that it's part of life only.
Yeah.
Like everything. I don't feel that as a burden, or I don't feel that as a separate thing or something that is, we have to take, like this, like that, and all. No, it is part of life only, part of every human, every woman. So it depends on how we take it.
Exactly.
And
That was
yeah,
the question that I was about to ask. Eldria, go a little back because as you're speaking,
yes.
your head
Okay.
is getting cut. So I was asking.
All right.
So as a girl, you had all those emotions that a normal girl would go through. The fears, the
Yes.
doubts, the frustration that you had to go
Yes.
through this for 9 months, and the fact that your second pregnancy happened really fast. But the attitude,
Yes.
but you were able to surrender all that to God
Yes.
and be
Yes.
submit yourself to His plan and His will.
Yes.
So that
Yes.
is the confidence. That was the one which comforted you and gave you the confidence. Would you
Yes.
not say?
Exactly.
Because
Yes.
it.
Yes. Obviously.
Yes.
Yeah, it is more than that. That is something, that is a grace that is being flowing.
Yes.
God gives us that grace to accept things also. And every woman,
True.
I personally believe every woman is designed in a way that she, it automatically, that thing comes up. No matter whatever things or struggles that is there inside, God will give you that grace to accept that particular situation you're going through.
And
So
you.
yeah,
So I mean, right now you're pregnant with your second child, isn't it?
yes,
So
yes,
you
yes,
said that after in the second pregnancy, I'm sure your husband also helped you with the first pregnancy. So what would you
yes.
say the role of a husband is when his wife is pregnant? Like what are the things that you expect from your husband to do for you? Um,
Uh, well, every woman expects her husband to be supportive all the time and supportive, mainly supportive of her decisions that she makes, and mainly, in the first times and all, she will be going through a lot of tensions, lot of worries, uh, especially when it's a first pregnancy. A lot of things comes up. So if you get a partner who knows God, could support you,
yes.
that helps you to stay united with him and share the joy of this pregnancy. That is more important, I would say.
No, why I'm asking
And
you that is Elria, because we see in that movie, right, Sara's movie, the one of the important points they
yeah,
bring out is that in Indian society the husbands are not there for the women. Even if you see in
yeah,
one scene, a woman with the 4 children, she comes to the hospital alone, and the husband is not
yes,
even there. So as Catholic men, I think it's very important for us to understand that you also have a role to play in your
obviously,
wife's pregnancy. Just because you cannot
yes,
bear the child doesn't mean that you can't do anything or you will not do anything. Your wife needs you,
yeah.
right? Isn't it?
Yes, yes, obviously. Yeah, it is. It is there. I think in this coming generation, more every husbands, I mean, every
Yeah.
men are more, more into this. They understand the things a
Yeah.
little more.
Yeah.
When we compare to the older generations, they understand more things, and they are nowadays means husbands are also equally involved with our pregnancy, our labor. During our labor, they are allowed to get into the labor room and all those things. So they are seeing many things, many struggles that we have been going through, and I think nowadays, I don't know about others, but yeah, my friends' husbands are also more into, I've seen them. Nowadays, but ultimately, I personally believe that we should have
The support of
that
your
kind of,
spouse.
yeah, support of your spouse is very important. And if he is more connected to God and I am more connected to God, it will be very much easier. I personally believe.
And also, even though we talk about the beauty of pregnancy, beauty of motherhood, the practicality of all these things always strike a woman, right? Because her body
Yes,
changes, her body really takes a toll, when she's pregnant, and after that she has to feed the baby. I know women put
yeah,
on weight, and if it's a C-section, they have a scar. So
yes,
the
yeah,
body really takes a toll. So that can
yes,
really be
yes.
scaring for a woman. I mean, especially a girl who's as young as you. It could be scaring, right?
Yes, 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 obviously. It is very scaring and it is very pressurizing also.
Yes.
But yeah, a person, that's why I said a person who is with God see the beauty of it. You know, the worldly people see the negative side of it, but one who is with God and ultimately believes that it is everything, the grace that is being completely happening, everything that is moving with the grace, it is not a burden for her. So, the breastfeeding, whether it is breastfeeding, everything, every pain, every sufferings or everything can be converted into a joy, can be converted into as a grace. So a
How did
person
you
who is
do that,
with God,
Elria? How did you do
yeah,
that
because
personally in your
yeah,
life?
yes, I did face many pressures. I did face even my first pregnancy was a C-section,
Uh,
an unexpected C-section. So we did try for a normal delivery for a long time, but that didn't happen. But all those scars and all those things, you know, pains during breastfeeding, everything was there as a woman. But I personally believe that God has designed a woman in such a way that she has the capacity to do
exactly.
everything, you
That's a
know,
very, very
that,
important point.
yeah,
Yes.
whether it is emotional, whether it is a physical, health wise, or body, or whatever it is, God has designed, she's a multitasker. She can just
Yes.
easily come up. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So there is a difference. That's I believe that God has designed it like way, you know, like that way that, you know, she's having more patience, she have more tolerance, and ultimately these once we step into it, only we understand
Yes.
how much we are. Like
That is
it,
such a
it gives us
good point, Elria, because the movie,
yeah.
constantly. I mean, the movie and the society constantly they are telling women you can only do one thing. If you concentrate on your career, you can't be a mother. If you want to be a mother, you
Yes,
can't
yes.
go for work. That is a
Yeah,
constant
yeah.
stereotype that they are trying to bring in, where they say women are capable of only this much. But as you rightly
Yes.
said, women are capable of doing much more. They are just not
Yes,
allowing God to
obviously.
really unleash their potential and all these things.
Understand. Yes.
Because for you
Yeah.
also, you did all the recordings, you did all the ministry work even when you were pregnant, and you were
Yes.
able to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, 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 really. Actually, we are constraining ourselves and we are putting pressure on ourselves and telling that,
Exactly.
you know, we are limiting ourselves actually.
Yes. Yes.
We're limiting our capacity, our potential, our talent, everything we are limiting. We are telling ourselves that, okay, this is not, we cannot do this, we cannot manage this, we cannot. So we are putting up limits to our things. But I think, you know, once you step into it, and
Mm.
obviously that God's grace is being there, but once we step into it,
Yes.
it is God's grace that is pushing you to do multiple things. You know, whether it is pregnancy, whether you have a child. I manage everything. I would say I can manage. I did manage all these things with my first child, which is 1.5 years old, in my pregnancy, with my another child on my womb, and you know, my work and all those things, our business, everything we were able to manage by God's grace. And yeah,
And
it
ministry.
was. Yeah, and ministry too, obviously.
One wonderful thing about you and your whole family is that you guys are always willing to say yes to any ministry work, isn't it? That is
Yeah,
something that you
yeah.
have picked up. No matter what goes on in your life, you guys are always
Yes.
there when you are called to do, do some kind of ministry.
Yes, we believe that, you know, everything, whatever, first priority is for God. You
Yeah.
know, first you seek the kingdom of God and everything shall be added on to you. We have seen it.
Yeah, and
We
also
have.
Elria, I also see, and with a lot of my friends, that all their life they have lived a very one-dimensional life. They are either fully focused on studies, fully focused on career, and when suddenly
Yes.
marriage happens, and marriage expects you to be efficient in many things at the same time. Like you have to multitask,
Yes.
right? You have to be a mother, you have to be a wife, you have to be a in-law, you have to cook, you have to like everything. I'm not saying the women only should
Yes.
do all
Yes.
these things, but you have to do. So suddenly,
Yeah.
when they are asked to do so many things, they really go berserk. And these are some
Yeah.
things which you have to learn as a child, as you are, going into your teens, as you're becoming an adult. You have to be multidimensional from that time. The formation has to happen that time. See, for you, it's
Yes.
become a little more easier because you've been doing this from the time
Yes.
that
Yeah.
you were a child,
Yeah.
isn't it? So
Yeah.
now you
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
feel a
Exactly.
big pressure or tension about all these things because you know you can do it and you're doing it.
Yes.
What would you
Yeah.
say
Obviously.
for that?
Yeah. As I said, since I was born into, like, you know, born into a family with a lot of children, I have initially had that tendency of, you know, as you've said before, we are like a second mom to others. So initially, that motherhood comes inside us. So I was not scary to, I was not, or I would say I was not scared to get into this. But that moment when you are into it, we feel a little bit, oh my God, I'm going to raise a child, a human into the society. Oh my, it scares me a lot, obviously. But I would say it is not we who does that. There is an other person who is giving you a back support.
Yeah.
Obviously,
You have to cooperate though.
yeah, we have to cooperate though. And yeah, my husband did give a good support. My in-laws, my parents, all of them did give a good support. They all backed me up. I would say they all are the angels on earth for me to guide, to help me like that. Yeah.
And you would have never gone to the point of aborting a child.
Oh, never, never,
Why?
never, ever.
Why?
Because I believe that every child, whether it is, the moment we are pregnant, the moment that consumption happens, there is a life inside us. That life is like us only, everyone. So every life is a gift from God, and it's surely a blessing. So killing a life or saying no to a life, and whether it is for our personal needs or whether it is for our personal things or for a dream or career, it is ultimately it is something wrong. That is, it's a wrong message that we give. To killing a life or setting give destroying a life to build another life doesn't make any sense. So ultimately, every life is a God's gift, and we are not supposed to do it. Hence, I'm against.
So then what would you tell for women who make this point, Elria, like, I want to focus on my career. So the child could, of course, when a child comes, then the whole life becomes about the child. They have become the center of focus for the parents, and they are, you have to have, you get a lot of more responsibility with having a child. You have to, feed, you have to take care of the child. Of course, they become the center of focus. Of course, your attention and the effort that you're going to put in your career is going to come down because of your child. For a woman, I'm saying.
Yes.
So, logically and rationally, if you see, a woman who says that, it seems logical without considering the fact that a child is a life, as Catholics we believe. So when a woman says that, it seems very rational, but the only deciding factor or the critical point is that you're trying to kill a life for your own aspirations or dreams, isn't it? That would be the only critical point.
Yeah, so we being more selfish there.
Exactly.
God is willing to give you another, or God is willing to take you to another level, and you're saying you're limiting yourself. No, I'm not ready right now. I have so many things to do right now. So let's just wait. Or that thing automatically. We are limiting God's plan. We are intervening in God's plan, and we are saying no to it, and we're saying no to something that is a gift or is a life. So I personally believe it's not right.
And also, as Catholics, we believe that marriage is a sacrament. So with every sacrament, there is a special grace that is bestowed on a couple or a priest whenever there is a sacrament. So have you felt after you got married, did you feel that extra support, extra grace come into your life to be a mother, especially during your pregnancies? As you said, you had to go a difficult time, right?
Yes, of course, obviously. As I said, what you've said is right. Every marriage is that sacrament. We're getting another amount, an additional blessing, an additional grace we are being getting, where it is a booster for us to live. It's not simple to live with a person for your entire life, with another person who be born into another completely different environment, who's completely different from you. So to spend a life throughout with a person like that is not very easy. Okay, so I believe there is something. So there are a situation in my personal life also where I find things collides, but at that time I have seen that grace that is being being flowing through our family life. Whether it comes, it just automatically that thing just comes up, that love that initiates us, to start over again. Even for the pregnancy, even for motherhood, it is ultimately that grace that is being, pushing at
And
the moment where we feel where we're not supposed to. But it's that grace that is pushing us.
and we are just not talking some something very abstract or something theoretical, Elria, because I have also felt that grace ever since Song on Fire happened. Like my relationships, even in my own life, the things that I felt was very very difficult for me to overcome in terms of my weakness to a certain sin, I was able to overcome very easily. Like before that
Yeah.
occasion, it was very difficult for me, like how I mend relationships, how I'm able to forgive people. I feel that extra grace, so it is actually real. So, which is
Yeah.
why I truly believe what you
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, it is. See, when we speak in point of a normal being, when we talk about all these grays and all these things,
It
they
might,
wouldn't
yeah,
understand.
exactly.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, it might explode them. But yeah, it actually it is when we come into practical life, we see these things. There
Yeah.
is. It is not our strength or our thing
Mm.
that we do it.
Mm.
We can see an extra power that is being,
Yes. Yes, I have felt it.
happening, that is yeah, that is being there around, where we can see, okay, something miracle has happened right now, so thank God it ended up in this way, like that. We are, we can see that extra power, that supernatural power, that what we say. Yeah, it is being there. That is
Yeah.
what we call grace.
And Mother Teresa, when she got the Nobel Peace Prize, she said about abortion: if a mother can kill her own child in her womb, what is left for me, what is left for you and me to kill each other? So, we have, kind of from the 1960s and 70s, ever since abortion became legal in many countries, we have developed this
Yeah.
culture of death, where, we want to kill our own children in the womb. So, we live in that kind of a culture. So what would you
Yeah.
say to people, girls especially in India, who have that mentality that they are not going to have a child, even if they become pregnant after using contraception, they are going to kill their child? What is the message that you have, Elria, to those people?
First of all, it is wrong to have that mentality of killing a child, because once you are pregnant, there is a life that is blooming inside you. So you should understand that just like you, he or she has the right to,
Live.
a God is willing to allowing that person to live in this world,
Mm.
just like you and me. So, so for you, or for your selfish deeds, or for you, for your dreams, if you are doing something like that, which will be it is something against the society. It is something against socially. It is gonna harm socially very bad,
And
and
especially
also it
you.
will harm personally you. Yeah,
Exactly. Mm.
yeah, it is gonna create so much of thing inside us also. It will bring harm to you also. So I personally believe that killing a life or aborting a life is not an option. Where yeah, we did have so many debate about, regarding this topic, but yes, it is not an option, or it is not something that we should do it.
And since you said you're pregnant right now, right, Elria? So for
Yes.
when we say the child is life, we have all these debates where some people say it is just a fetus, it is just a clump of
Yeah.
cells, and all that. But can
Yeah.
you sense that there is life inside you as a woman who is pregnant right now?
Oh, yes, of course. I would like to talk about my first pregnancy. It was very confusing,
Yeah.
First, my first pregnancy was more of a this kind of feeling where, next month I'm gonna do the first three or till fifth month, we will not be knowing it. Or
Yeah.
the first 3 months, the first trimester, we will not be knowing that there will be a life inside us, other than going to the hospital and doing the scanning and all. We feel, okay, this is a heartbeat, this is the baby. We understand that, okay, there is something like this that is happening inside us. But when we move in our life, or when we go along, get along with it, we don't understand that there is a life, inside us. Or the first moment itself brings that kind of joy inside
Yeah.
us. It is there at that point. A mother feels that you are carrying a life inside, or you are with a life and you are living with it. So it is something very beautiful. Actually, pregnancy, motherhood, everything, the picture that the world gives today is something, I don't know, it is not right, I guess. Because I personally feel that motherhood or pregnancy is something very, very beautiful. That it is a special call for women that is
Yes.
being bestowed by God.
Mm.
So it is something very beautiful. It is nobody seeing the brighter side or the beautiness
Yes. We are.
of it. But actually, if we take it in a good sense, if we take it positively, it is actually very. Both my pregnancy, I would say, I didn't find any kind of a burden or something that is very bad or anything like that. For me, it was really beautiful. Each pregnancy is very different, also. Each children is very different. So yeah, for me, it is something very, very, very beautiful and something very unique. And it's a special call where women can do such a prestigious call like that. Yeah.
So, last two questions, Elria. I just want to read
Yes.
a comment which has come.
Yeah.
Joyce in Joy. Happy to see you here, Elria. Thanks for sharing your thoughts and experiences. Used to watch
Yes.
all the episodes of Wish the program in Shalom TV.
Yeah. 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 We are doing a program in Shalom TV as well.
Yeah. With your
Me and my
husband, right?
husband.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. Happy to hear that.
Yes. Okay.
Uh,
And wonderful killing the baby in the uterus. Okay. And there are a lot of comments that are coming up. Okay. My last question to you, Elria. So, if I were to ask you, what is that one beautiful memory or the best memory that you have from your first pregnancy, before or after,
uh,
during or whatever?
okay. Well, my first pregnancy was something that it was a very challenging pregnancy.
Why?
So many new things I'm coming to know
Okay.
about
Okay.
things about the baby and all those things. It was very beautiful. It was not by the support of my, as I said, my parents, my husband, everybody supported me. So it was easy for me. It was when compared to my second pregnancy, it was very easy. But what I've learned basically is that uh, right from the womb, we can develop a child. No, womb, there is something that is called womb catechism. So right from the womb, we can develop a child through prayer, through consonants, and all those things. And it did really reflect my first. It can be seen in my first child.
Really?
When my friends, yes, when
What
my
did?
friends ask,
Sorry.
yeah, when my
I.
friend says that motherhood is difficult, sleepless nights, feeding the child, it's a burden. I couldn't feel that as difficult as it is. My child is super, super, super comfortable. My child is super easy to handle. So I personally feel that my daughter is something very special, and it is because I have got, no, I have given that, I have did all those prayer things right from my first pregnancy. So there is something there, when we give something to the child right from our womb, whatever the mother hears, whatever the mother reads, whatever the mother does, did reflect. It can be reflected in your child. So I personally don't feel my first child as a big burden to me, because she did her things, or her sleep, her whether it is her sleep, her feeding thing, all are very comfortable, all are very normal. It's not a burden thing. Whether it is for my parents, when I drop her at my in my parents' place, also they feel she is a very calm or a very, very cute girl. She no trouble with her. So even I had felt it. My second pregnancy was also easier because of that. She was no trouble. She was a no trouble child.
So,
So yeah,
what were some of the things that you did in terms of you call it womb catechism, right? So, what were some of the
yeah,
things
yeah.
that you did, Elria?
Yeah, so basically, I had followed this prayers and all those things for each month that develop, by knowing how the baby grows, we can give each kind of prayers or each kind of things. And there is a prayer book called it's in English, it is Womb Cat, where my husband's family, they are running our family are running another a ministry called Angels Army. So that ministry is, they develop these kinds of womb catechism prayers and all those things, which I did follow. And also, as part of this, I did read Bible, audio Bible. I hear about Bible, and and all the inputs that I can give to my child, I did give. I used to praise and worship by myself, hearing the song and all those things. Yeah, it did make a lot of difference.
Mm. And one of the important things, as you were telling, right, the most important point is, of course, pregnancy and motherhood have challenges, like everything in
Yeah.
life. Everything in our
Yes.
life has, problems, struggles, and challenges. But, I think
Yes.
in today in our culture, we are, kind of zooming in or amplifying the negatives, that it
Yeah.
seems like for many women that it will overwhelm the good and the beauty and the joy that you receive from all these things.
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
Mm.
That is there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes. So, any final thought? This is which month are you in now, Elria?
I'm on my next month is my due. So yeah, on
Oh,
my 8th month.
wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any final words, Elria, that you would like to tell people? That so many people have tuned in, actually. So many comments are
Yeah.
coming in. Final words, Elria.
Yeah.
If someone were to,
Well,
if I were to ask you why
yeah.
are you pro-life, what would you say?
Okay. The word pro-life.
Oh, I think the call got cut. So let's see if I can call her back. Elria, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah. You can place it
Yeah,
like,
sorry, my call just got cut.
yeah. Just place the phone and the final thing, with that we can end.
All right.
Yeah.
The thing that I would say is that every child is a blessing from God, and the moment and that blessing you will come to experience it once you're open to life
Yeah.
and you are open to that openness of life and you are with the will of God.
Mm.
When you say yes to the Lord, He just blesses you abundantly. And I've seen that, especially in my parents' life, in our
And
parents' life. And now I started seeing in my life, experiencing that in my life as well. So that is there. And also, one more thing that every woman, you are specially called to be this blessing. So every God has given you the special call to be a mother, and never take this pregnancy or motherhood uh, as a burden in your life. You can take this along with it. It is never going to spoil your career or dream or passion or anything. Well, as I said, eventually it will make you think of it, but it will not, because I personally believe that now it has improved. Whatever I have dreamt of, I am doing it musically, whether it's my career wise. I am able to, I wanted to be a musician. I wanted to teach children music. I'm doing that. I have opened up a school of my own, and my business, whether it is I'm helping my husband with my business thing, and I'm also a director of a family business that is being holding. So many things you're
Yeah.
developing many things.
Yeah.
You are not being no, or you're not being nothing there.
Yeah.
You are being something over there. And yeah, a lot of, when you say yes to it, you can see how God is going to lift you up, how God is going to show how beautiful His plans are. So all you have to say is
Yes.
yeah, say yes to Him.
Like Mother Mary
And
said.
yeah, say yes to it,
Yes.
and you will see wonders in life.
Yes. Elria, so thank you so much for doing this interview. It was really an inspiration for all of us. At such an young age, you are so, inspiring so many people. So stay on the call. I'll just end the live.